Hello my dear students, welcome back to Learn Physics. In today's topic, we are going to discuss about the alternating current chapter, that is this last part which I am doing with this alternating current theory part. Okay, so yesterday we learned about the LC oscillations and power factor. Today we are going to study about transformer. AC generator also there in this chapter, but that one we already learned in the previous chapter, electromagnetic induction. Electromagnetic induction, if you are going through, you will be getting the full details about the AC generator. Okay, see again I am telling you, this will be helpful for you only for your CBSE exam. Okay, don't consider for NEET exam and JEE this just going through will be enough. No, not at all enough. It's if you are preparing well for that, you can understand. So this will be helping you only for your CBSE exams. Okay. Now, transformer. What is a transformer? Transformer is an appliance which is using to change the AC voltage. That means it's transforming the AC voltage. It is used to change AC voltage. It's an apparatus used to change the AC voltage. If we have a higher voltage, we can convert it into lower voltage, or if we have a lower voltage, we can convert it into higher voltage. Okay, so this is called a transformer. Transformer is working under the principle of electromagnetic induction. Transformer is working under the principle of electromagnetic induction. Okay, now how this transformer, working of transformer, how we can explain. So now how the working of this transformer and all we are going to see now. See, transformer is a rectangular laminated sheet. Okay, and in that we can see two sets of coil in both the sides. One is called a primary coil and the other is secondary coil. Primary and secondary coil. See this, through this coil, if we are considering if we are giving a resistor, through this we can take the output. Okay, so AC voltage we will be applying to the primary circuit, and the secondary circuit we will be getting the output. Here this is input, this is the output. And here this coil will be a laminated core, it's a insulated one. Okay, this primary coil and secondary coil will be insulated one. This is a laminated rectangular sheet. This is transformer. Now how we can explain this transformer? Here first we are considering about the primary circuit. If I am considering the primary coil, what will be the EMF or voltage across the primary coil? That will be equal to minus d phi by dt. Minus Np is the number of turns of the primary coil, then Np into d phi by dt. Okay, now in the case of a secondary coil while we are considering Vs, that is equal to minus Ns into d phi by dt. Okay, so same amount of current will be passing through this, and practically we can't consider the resistance of the circuit as 0, but here an ideal case while we are considering, resistance of this coil is almost negligible, like that only we are considering. Okay, Vp and Vs. Now we can divide Vp and Vs. Vp by Vs is equal to Np by Ns. So this is the equation connecting the voltage and number of turns of the coil. So if we need secondary coil only, we need to get, right. So Vp into Ns divided by Np. So this is the output. If at the output, if we need to get a higher voltage, what we should do? We should reduce the number of primary coils. Then we will be getting an increased voltage. Okay, if Vs is greater than Vp. To get that, what we should do? We should increase the number of turns of the secondary coil is more. Secondary voltage is more. For that, reduce the number of turns in the primary. Primary turns we should reduce. And if Vs is, we need to make it as step down transformer. That is, Vs is less than Vp. Here voltage is increasing means step up. If at the output voltage is decreasing means step down transformer. So this is step up, and if secondary voltage is increasing, that means step up transformer. If voltage is decreasing at the secondary means step down transformer. So to get a step up transformer, we should reduce the number of turns at the primary, and to get the step down transformer, we should increase the number of turns in the primary. Okay, increasing the number of turns in the primary means than the secondary coil. Okay, while comparing the secondary coil, we should reduce the number of turns of the primary to get a step up transformer, and to increase the number of turns of the primary to increase the to get a step down transformer. So step down means increasing NP and step up means reducing NP. Clear? So here we will see, and one more thing, efficiency of a transformer, how we can find out? Output power divided by input power. Okay, and here what are the important leakage or what are the energy, what are the type of energy loss which is in the transformer circuit. In the transformer, what are the types of energy loss? That one we are going to check now. So next, these are the energy losses which is present in the transformer. First one, flux leakage. Due to flux means number of magnetic field lines induced in the circuit, right? So that is magnetic flux leakage. Flux leakage means if it is an air gap between the, while turning the coil, if we are keeping the coil like this, in between there is a gap between the turns of the coil, then air is present. So flux will be leaking through that gap. So here we can reduce the flux leakage by winding the coils one over the other. By winding the coils one over the other, we can reduce the flux leakage. Flux leakage we can reduce. Okay, if there is a gap between the coil, flux will be reducing because it's not continuous, right? So we will be getting a flux leakage if the coils are not closely wound. Next is resistance of the windings. See, we have the resistance is there means through heat loss, I square RT. We know it is through heat energy, this energy will be losing. Okay, if R is increasing, what will happen? Heat will be more. So energy will be losing in that manner. So we can use the laminated cores. Okay, laminated, or we can say insulated cores. If insulated wire, insulation while we are using, we can reduce this resistance of the windings. Next is eddy current. Eddy current means, see, electromagnetic induction. Through electromagnetic induction only this transformer is working, right? So eddy current will be forming, that will be causing again heating effect, and this can be minimized by using a laminated iron core. And then this is hysteresis curve. Hysteresis means alternating current will be thus giving a magnetic flux. Magnetic property will be, because magnetic current is passing through the circuit means magnetic field will be generated over there. Next, this alternating current will be giving this, the current will be giving a magnetization, magnetic property near the coil. Since current is flowing through the coil, magnetic field will be generated near to it, right? Alternating means it is continuously changing this magnetic field. Magnetic polarity is continuously changing. So it will be giving a hysteresis loss in the circuit due to the changing polarity of the magnetic field. This can be reduced by using a less magnetic hysteresis loss. Material, hysteresis loss material, magnetic material which is having less hysteresis loss. We can use a magnetic material which is having a less magnetic hysteresis loss can be used to overcome this energy loss. So main energy loss are this much. Flux leakage. So how we can reduce this flux leakage? By winding it nearby. Then resistance of the windings. We can reduce this resistance by keeping the insulated wires. Okay, and then eddy current. Eddy current means we can use the laminated sheets, laminated core to reduce the eddy current. Hysteresis loss means we can use the magnetic material which is having less hysteresis loss. Okay, so these are the energy loss. It's very important, and how to overcome this energy loss, that also very important only. Okay, clear? So these are the important topic in the theory portions in this alternating current chapter. Now we are going to do some numericals based on this. Okay. The first question is, a circuit containing an 80 millihenry inductor and a 250 microfarad capacitor in series is connected to 240 volt 100 radians per second supply. The resistance of the circuit is negligible. Obtain the RMS value of current. What is the total average power consumed in the circuit? Okay, the question is given data are inductor is given as 80 millihenry, 10 to the power minus 3 Henry, and capacitor is given as 250 into 10 to the power minus 6 Farad. In series is connected to a voltage that is equal to 240 volt, that is VRMS. If it is connected to the circuit, that will be RMS voltage, and 100 radians per second. So omega directly it is given, not the frequency omega. Okay, omega radians per second. The resistance of the circuit is negligible. Obtain the RMS value of current. IRMS, how we can find out? IRMS will be equal to VRMS divided by Z. Okay, now Z equals root of XC minus XL the whole square plus R square. R is negligible, so we no need to consider R. So XC means, what is XC? 1 by omega C minus omega L the whole square. Okay, this one you can find out. You will get the value of Z, and then you can substitute the value of Z over here, and you will get the final answer for IRMS. Now, next is total average power consumed in the circuit. Average power consumed. Power consumed, how we can find out? VRMS into IRMS. Right. So power P is IRMS is given over here, and VRMS is given over here. You can just multiply and find out the total power consumed in the circuit. Clear? So that's an easy question actually. It's a previous year 2015 question it is. Okay. So next we will do one question from the transformer, that is how much current is drawn by the primary coil of a transformer which steps down to 220 volt to 22 volt to operate device with an impedance of 220 ohm. Okay, clear? So how much current is drawn by the primary coil of a transformer? So we need to find out the IP. IP value we need to find out. Okay, which steps down 220 volt to 22 volt. So voltage in the secondary coil is 22 volt, and voltage in the primary coil is given as 220 volt. As operate to device with an impedance of 220 ohm. Z equals 220 ohm. Now we need to find out the this IP value. So here in this equation, see how we can find out the IP value. About transformer, we know the relation like, see, Vp by Vs is equal to Np by Ns. This equation we know, right? But the power developed in the for an ideal transformer, while we are considering, power developed in the secondary will be equal to power developed in the primary. What is the formula for power developed? Vs into V into I secondary will be equal to V at primary into I at primary. Right? So what is Vs by Vp? Vs by Vp will be equal to Ip by Is. Clear? Now Vs is there, Vp is there, Ip is, we need to find out. We don't know Is. How we can find out Is value? Is will be equal to Vs divided by R. What is Vs? 22 divided by 220. So here we will get it as 1 by 10 ampere. Now we can substitute the value over here. So the rest of the things I am doing it over here. Vs is 22 divided by 220, that is equal to Ip divided by 10. Okay, clear? So we will get Ip as 22 divided by 2200. We will get 1 by 100, that is 0.01 ampere. Okay, clear? So this is how we will be finding out the value of Ip. So this one, while doing this theory part, I forgot to tell you, just remember this also. Okay, so that's all for today. If you like the channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Thank you for watching. Bye.